Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this 3-day masterclass where I am pulling back the curtains on what it actually takes to conquer binge eating. It is one thing to learn what to do. It's one thing to learn the strategy. How do I actually stop binge eating? Like what are the tangible tools? What do I actually specifically need to do to conquer binge eating? And I talk a lot about that in a lot of my programs and in a lot of different areas. It's important. What do I do to become less impulsive with food? How do I get rid of my urges? How do I regain my control back? That is important. But why is it that most people know what to do and they don't do it? How many of you guys might be in that category? You're like, I know what to do. I know what to do to stop my binge eating, but there's a disconnect between me actually implementing a lot of the things. This is because the mindset piece. This is because there's fear. This is because there's doubt. And we have to work through all of those things. So inside of this masterclass, it's going to be more so specifically about the mindset piece and who you need to be in order to conquer binge eating, which is actually so important. It's very, very, very powerful. If you're here, you're wanting to conquer binge eating, you need to focus on who do I need to be when things are challenging, when I've just binged, when I'm uncomfortable in my own skin, when somebody commented on how much I'm eating, who am I going to be in those moments? That is going to make all the difference. So I'm really going to be talking about mindset shifts, identity shifts, and letting go of fear and doubt so that you can conquer. I want you to have this mindset. Nothing and nobody is going to stop me. I am going to conquer. I am claiming it. Not like, I don't know if I'm going to. No. I am claiming it. I am going to conquer binge eating. I am fired up. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to be free. I'm ready to conquer binge eating. So there's going to be a lot of tough love in this masterclass. There's going to be conversations that you didn't even know you needed to hear and a massive opportunity for you to conquer binge eating. So in the chat box, who is pumped? Who is ready? Who is ready? Drop an emoji, drop something in the chat. Let me know if you are ready. Lisa is here. Alana's here. Who else is here? Kate, Freya, Valerie, Crystal, Louisa, Caitlin, Nadia, Danny, Liz, Iris, Paige, Sammy, David, Tracy, Iris, Liz, Danny. Oh my God, so many of you guys. This is amazing. Ready? Pumped? Yes. I love all the emojis. Okay, perfect. So before we dive in, I want you guys to utilize the chat. I'm like, if you've been in any of my programs before, I'm like, utilize the chat. Like, let's get fired up. I want this to be literally the most epic 3 days of your life. Like, I want this to be extremely transformational for you. I know it will be, but the more you can plug in, the more you can fully be here. This is not just any ordinary random 3-day masterclass. This has the power to change everything for you. It has the power to change everything for you. So I want you to show up powerfully for yourself today and over the next 3 days. All 3 days are going to be on Zoom. So you guys have the Zoom link. It's the same link every single day for the next 3 days. So make sure you know all the time, the schedule, all the things. Okay. I'm going to quickly take 1 minute, or it's 30 seconds, to play a quick clip. If you're able to pay attention here, pay attention. Watch, listen to this clip. Let's get into the vibe. Let's get into the energy before we actually dive on it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You are going to conquer binge eating. the challenges, the mountains, the roadblocks, got nothing on you. Everything that has ever held you back from conquering binge eating is going to be let go of. Get ready for the most epic 3 days of your life to see what it really takes to conquer binge eating. Had to share that because we got to get into the vibe, we got to get into the energy, and I hope you guys are like so freaking fired up for this. All right, let's go ahead and dive on in. Nadia says, showing up from a beach in Miami. Let's go. Yes, so good. Okay, so I'm excited for this 3-day masterclass for so many different reasons, but one reason specifically, I remember at a very early stages of before healing my relationship with food, when I was struggling with binge eating, when I was in the thick of feeling out of control with food, thinking about food and calories all day, like really in the middle of struggling with binge eating, I so badly wanted this to be removed from my life. But I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know specifically what that would look like, what it would entail. I just knew that I was ready to conquer binge eating. And I'm sure many of you guys are at this place right now where you're aware you're binging. Like you have full awareness of, okay, I'm feeling out of control with food. Food feels like it's just like controlling the majority of my life, and I'm ready to conquer. So I want to do a little check-in. Where are you at? Number one, in the chat, let me know in the chat. Number one, you're aware you're binging and you need to heal your relationship with food, but you're like, I don't know where to begin. That's number one. Number two, you started working on your relationship with food. Maybe even things are getting better. Maybe you're feeling less guilty. Maybe you're not having as many food thoughts, but now you're ready to go all in with conquering binge eating. That's number two. Number three, things are going pretty good. Like you're having less binges. You're feeling more in control with food. Maybe you're already inside my program, Conquer. Maybe you're feeling like I'm almost there. Like I can see it. Like I'm almost there. Like I'm almost there. You can almost confidently say like, yes, I conquered. Let me know in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. 1, I don't know where the heck and Bob to begin. 2, I started healing. And then 3 is like, things are going well, but like, we're taking it to the top. 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 3. Yes, a lot of my clients are like 3, 3, 3. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do to start off day one is kind of give you a little bit of context into what my life was like at the beginning of my journey, where it all started, because it's so easy to look at me and be like, you're binge free and like you maintained it for 4 years. Like that's all great. But I want to share what it actually took to get here, what I needed to focus on, the most important mindset shifts that I needed to really embody in order to conquer binge eating. So at the very beginning stages of my journey, this was like grade 8, grade 9. I didn't know that I was binging. I didn't have this level of awareness of what I was doing was unhealthy. I'm just like, oh, you're thinking about food all day long? Like, doesn't everyone? Like, don't you think about, okay, you just had breakfast. Aren't you thinking about what you're going to have for lunch? No, it's just me. Oh, I thought everyone thought about food all day long. I didn't know that barely eating all day and then coming home and literally raiding my pantries and just consuming so many calories at once, I didn't know that that was normal. I was like, okay, this kind of feels a little bit weird, but I mean, I didn't eat all day. So of course I'm going to come home and just eat a lot. Like, I don't know. Isn't that normal? But I remember having some of these episodes, eating so much at once, in secret. Nobody was home, after school, late at night. And also having this feeling of like, what the heck just happened? What the heck just happened? Have any of you guys experienced this where you're like, so like you weren't really understanding that you had an unhealthy relationship with food and maybe you didn't really know you were binging, but then one night or one day you're like, that didn't feel like me. Like, what was that? Any of you guys had that experience? I was just like, wow, like I just ate until I was so full. I'm like, I don't know if this is normal. Like, okay, maybe I thought everyone thought about food, but like, I never saw my family like complain that their stomach was hurting because of how much they've eaten. Like, I don't know about this. And it started happening more frequently as time went on. So at first it was maybe like one, 2 or 3 times per month. And then it was multiple times each month. And then it was multiple times a week. And then it was almost daily. Yes, a true out of body experience. Like you're browning out. Yes. So when it was happening a few times each month, I remember thinking like, okay, wait, this is not normal. Like this out of body experience, there's no way this is normal. The pain in my stomach right now, eating so much at once, like that's not normal. And so many times I would go upstairs in my room and I would just tell my mom, when I lived with my family, I told my mom, my stomach is killing me. I ate so much. And I remember her telling me like, oh, just maybe drink some water, maybe drink some tea, you know, to comfort your stomach, to soothe your stomach. And I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, you have no idea how much I just ate right now and how full I am. Like no liquid can literally fit in my stomach. I'm about to burst. And so the guilt that I would feel, the pain in my stomach that I would feel would literally last for days. Like if I just binge, if I had some chocolate, like I would feel so guilty, and I knew that this was not normal. The constant thoughts about food. What should I eat? Is this good? Is this bad? Should I eat it? Okay, but if I eat this, like what am I going to eat later? So if I go out for dinner tonight, what am I supposed to have for breakfast? But like, should I even have breakfast? Or maybe should I skip breakfast? But then I don't want to be super hungry. But like, I also need to eat something. Constant thoughts. And I'm like, this is not normal. And a part of me kept on telling myself, you need to try harder. Lorna, get your shit together. You say you want to be consistent, just do it. Like, don't eat the chocolate. Like, it's not that hard. Just be consistent. As if it was that easy. And it was so strange because I was so consistent in so many areas of my life. Working out, no problem. Eating healthy, I enjoyed it. No problem. And I kept on thinking, why am I sabotaging myself and having the F-it mentality? Like so often, just like eating way past fullness and just feeling so uncomfortable. And I just thought, get your shit together. Like everyone else can stick to the plan. Like everyone else is sticking to their macros or their diet, whatever it is that they're following. Like what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you just stick to it? Like just try harder. And every single week, I remember telling myself, this is going to be a good week. This is going to be good. This is the week. I can feel it. This is going to be a good week. I'm not going to have binges. Again, as if you could just like predict that, right? Well, you can when you properly learn how to rewire your brain and get rid of your urges. But at the time, I was just like, let's just hope that I don't binge this week. It was like fingers crossed. I hope that I don't binge. Just like really try hard, like just rely on motivation and just convince yourself to not binge. Okay, for real this week, no carbs. Okay, for real this week, no chocolate. Okay, for real this week, no processed foods. Like whatever it was always just this constant thing of like, just try harder. Like this week, we got to get our shit together. Like you need to do good, all those things. Have any of you guys done that before? It was like every single Monday, it was like, this is the week. I'm going to do better this week. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in. And no matter what I tried, in terms of stick to this, do this, try harder, don't binge, no matter what, I would always end up binging. So I quickly realized that conquering binge eating was not about trying harder. I loved working hard. I was always working hard at many things in my life. And many of you guys are disciplined and many of you guys are motivated. In so many areas of your life, you're crushing it. But when it comes to binge eating, it's like, it feels different. And so I had this level of awareness slowly but surely that what I was doing, like all these food rules, no snacks, just stick to the plan, eat the meals that you packed. If you're meal prepping, those are the only meals that you can eat. I started to recognize that that was actually causing me to think about food so much more. I was actually recognizing, oh, what I am doing is actually causing me to binge. And so I had a moment to myself and I said this, you don't need another diet plan. You don't need MyFitnessPal. You don't need intermittent fasting. You don't need any of that. You are binging and you need support. You're binging and you need to tackle your urges. You're binging and you need to learn how to become less impulsive. You're binging, you need to regain your control back. You're binging and you need to stop these food thoughts. You got to work through the guilt. You got to work through the judgment. This awareness was huge. Although I was still trying to convince myself, well, okay, maybe meal plans were too restrictive, and maybe macros isn't for you, but maybe intermittent fasting is going to work for you. This is going to be the magical solution. Oh my gosh, you're going to end your nighttime eating and it's just going to be perfect. This is the thing that's going to help you regain control with food. Oh no, keto? Okay, no, keto is going to be it. And there was always this glimpse of hope that I could find the diet that would solve my binge eating problems. And I would just be consistent and life would be perfect and I would never binge again. And that wasn't the case. 10 years after going from diet to diet to diet, I said, this is not about motivation. This is not about trying harder. It's not about finding the perfect diet. This is about ending dieting. This is about healing your relationship with food and tackling firsthand your binge eating. Now, at this time, every single person around me was dieting. Every single person. Oh, I'm doing intermittent fasting. Oh, I'm doing keto. Oh, I'm doing every single person. And I was a personal trainer and I was a health coach. And can you imagine how difficult it was to be like, I'm going to stop dieting and I need to heal my relationship with food. Even though I talk about eating healthy all the time and I talk about, I love working out. It felt strange and there were so many fears that popped up even for yourself. You've dieted for so many years. And maybe you have this belief or this fear of I can't stop because I'm already out of control with food. Everyone else around me is dieting. So I can't not diet because then I'm going to be even more out of control. And I don't want to feel like this random person over here doing this weird thing of healing your relationship with food. No one else is doing this. Everyone else is dieting. And I had a heart-to-heart conversation with myself. And I said, what you're doing is not working. In fact, what you're doing is actually causing you to binge. So not only was I getting clear on how what I was doing, the dieting was making my binging worse, but I was also getting clear on this is not for me. This is not for me. I don't want to actually spend my days in MyFitnessPal. Nope. I actually don't want to be anxious going out for dinner. Nope. I actually don't want food to be on my mind all day. Nope, this isn't who I am. How many of you guys can feel that? You're like, no, this isn't who I am. I don't want to be actually spending my days thinking about food. This is not who I am. I am somebody who is going to be crushing it in this world. This isn't even who I am. I want to spend my days living my life, being present, enjoying the moment, soaking in every single moment, making a massive impact in this world, feeling amazing in my own skin, crushing my workouts, traveling the world, just living my life. And that was a massive, massive breakthrough moment for me. This whole dieting thing, tracking my food, what? My higher self doesn't do that. My higher self knows exactly how much she's eating. She doesn't need to freaking track her food. The highest version of myself is so confident in her own skin. She doesn't even be tracking her food. What? She doesn't have time for that. The highest version of myself is literally running a successful business, serving millions of people across the world. She doesn't have time to be like, hold on, before we order lunch, let me just pull up my phone and I'm just going to double check if I can have the burger. What? No. I'm better than that. You're way better than that. You have a family to focus on. You have a career to focus on. You have so many more important things in your life to focus on. You're not here to just be let me see, am I allowed to have pasta for dinner? It's no, you want to feel confident in being heck yeah, I want the pasta. I'm going to have the pasta. So that was a breakthrough moment. This is not who I am. I'm special. I'm unique. I'm not going to be spending hours worrying about what I can eat or what I can't eat. I don't want to be planning my meals all day long. That's not who I am. And this was a very, very massive pivotal moment for me. But it was not just the awareness that I was binging and I needed to heal my relationship with food. It was the awareness of, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I'm better than this. I am better than starving myself. I am better than all these rules that freaking diet culture created that actually don't even resonate with my body. I am so much better than being hard on myself. My higher self, Lorna, my best self, is not going to be stressing about food. She's crushing in her career. She's not questioning what should I eat for lunch. She's confident in her food choices. And so I thought to myself, yeah, everyone else is dieting. Let them. Other people can keep dieting. It's not for me. I am going down this path that I know was meant for me. And instead of seeing this as a bad thing, of, oh, what's wrong with me? You couldn't stick to the diet, and so now you're just gonna give up and heal your relationship with food. It was not about that. It's not, oh, I'm broken. Everyone else can stick to a diet except me. Like there must be something wrong with me. I don't know. I'm kind of broken. I can't stick to anything. Instead of that, it's having the level of emotional intelligence to say everyone else can be dieting, but this isn't for me. That takes you stepping into your badass energy. I'm going to create a path of my own. Even if I'm literally the only person walking down this path, this is my path. This is the right one for me. This is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. At the time, every person was dieting. I was a personal trainer. I was a health coach. I was my husband, very much into health and fitness and workouts. That's all we talked about. And there was so much fear of like, if I heal my relationship with food, like what's going to happen? But I didn't let that stop me. I said, this is the greatest thing that I can actually do for myself, to not be like everyone else, because everyone else is not you. So you can either say, I can't stop dieting because everyone else is still dieting. So look, I can't be the only one not dieting. Like I go out for lunch with my coworkers and they're dieting, so I need to be dieting, and my mom's on this diet plan and my neighbor's talking about this. Look, I have to keep on dieting. Or you can say everyone else is still dieting and I'm going to be the one who changes my life. I'm going to be the one who is set free. I'm going to be the one with less food thoughts. Not in a mean way, but let them diet, and I'm going to be over here working towards conquering binge eating, changing my life, taking really good care of myself. The worst thing in the world is not being different. The worst feeling in the world is knowing that you're different and knowing that there's a certain path for you, but continuing to follow what every other person is doing. That is truly the worst feeling. When you know in your heart and your soul, how many of you guys know, like deep down in your core, you're like, yeah, dieting, like I'm so freaking done with that. Like, I don't even want that. I know that I'm meant to like conquer binge eating. I'm meant to have the best relationship with food. Like you just know that. Everyone else is still dieting and you're like, this is just not for me. But maybe you're holding yourself back because it's like, well, I can't be the only person doing this, or no one's really talking about having a healthy relationship with food. Everyone's still talking about, macros, or what diet are you on, or, oh, gotta lose weight. Oh, ate this, got to go to the gym tomorrow. When everyone else is still dieting, you say, I'm going to be over here doing my thing, working my little booty off to conquer binge eating. That's the greatest feeling. That is you stepping into your power. That is an empowering feeling. Listening to your intuition, trusting yourself. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. Now, is it scary to do things that maybe no one else is doing? Yes, but you can't ignore that feeling. And so I can't forget this one moment when I was in my parents' bedroom and I was just taking some random pictures. And I looked at myself in the eyes and said, I am going to do what's meant for me. I'm going to stop dieting. This was like a huge declaration to myself. Holy moly, I'm doing it. It was a commitment to myself. I'm going down this path, a completely different path, one that might not make logical sense, but I feel that this is actually meant for me. I'm ready to heal my relationship with food. I'm ready to be kind to my body. For all the years I beat myself up. I told myself, your body's not good enough. You don't look like her. Your arms are too big. Your body's too your stomach's too bloated, you don't look like her, blah, 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 blah. I said, I'm ready to show myself more love. Yes, I wanted to conquer binge eating, but also I don't want to starve myself. I don't want to do hours of cardio. I don't want to be mean to my body. I want to feel confident. I want to be kind to myself. I want to have so much love for myself. I'm ready to be set free. And it was a declaration moment where I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat intuitively. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to check in with myself. I'm going to stop being an asshole to myself. And this was going against the grain. This was going against what I've known for so many years. It didn't actually make sense for me to stop dieting when I was a personal trainer. It didn't make sense for me to stop dieting when I actually really enjoyed eating healthy. Until I recognized that dieting was the most unhealthy thing that I can do for myself. Many of you guys right now enjoy eating healthy. And you might have this fear of like, well, if I heal my relationship with food, I'm not going to be living my healthiest life. It's not true. I'm the healthiest I've ever been because I'm not stressed anymore about calories. I'm not binging like crazy. I'm not restricting myself. That is actually unhealthy. So at the time, it didn't make sense for me, like logical sense, to stop tracking because I didn't trust myself. I didn't understand my hunger and fullness cues. So it didn't really make logical sense for me to stop dieting. It was like, well, you're out of control. You don't even know when you're hungry. You don't know when you're full. It didn't make sense for me to stop dieting. It didn't make sense for me to stop dieting when that's all I've done for 10 years of my life. But I knew that that's what I needed to do. Was I 100 million% confident that this was the right step for me? No. But I knew I needed to take that step. I knew I needed to commit to a better relationship with food. Because if I didn't heal that, no diet was going to work. You guys know this. You go on a diet and you're like, why can't I stick to it? It's not because you're broken. It's like you just haven't healed your relationship with food yet. And I recognize that from this diet to this one, to this, to this, to this. I tried so many different ones. Why can't I stick to anything? Well, the common denominator was an unhealthy relationship with food. The common denominator was urges and binging. No wonder I was sabotaging myself every single week. Why can't I stick to intermittent fasting? Oh, binging. Why can't I stick to this diet plan? Why can't I just tell myself to not have the whole tub of ice cream? Oh, right, because I have these urges and I need to tackle my relationship with food first. So I want to pause here for a moment to really let this land for you. Many of you guys know you're binging. Oh, please just make sure you guys are muted. Thank you. Many of you guys know I'm binging, or at least I don't have the best relationship with food. I'm ready to tackle this. I'm ready to conquer binge eating, or else you wouldn't be here. How many of you guys are so ready to conquer binge eating? Drop a me down below. If you're not like, oh, I'm kind of ready. You're like, I am 100% ready. Caitlin, Sammy, Bizna. You're not like, oh, maybe, kind of. It's like, no, I'm ready to change my life. Christine, yes, I know Christine, yes. So you're ready to conquer binge eating, but why haven't you yet? I want to talk about this. Number one, the fear of letting go of dieting. Kind of what I just briefly talked about. Everybody wants to conquer binge eating. Nobody wants to feel out of control with food. Nobody wants to be, having these strong urges and thinking about food, but are you letting fear holding you back from conquering binge eating? You feel it in your heart, you feel it in your body. You're like, I cannot diet anymore. I am exhausted. I am done with that, but I've never healed my relationship with food before, so it can feel scary. Or maybe I started to heal my relationship with food, but I don't actually know what that actually fully looks like to conquer binge eating, so it feels scary. For me, I never, ever, 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 ever let fear hold me back. When I knew in my heart and my soul that dieting was not meant for me, that I was ready to change my life, I was serious about this, I was ready to conquer binge eating, I had this mindset that nothing and nobody was going to stop me. I am going to do this. And it's so easy to believe, oh, well, the people who conquer binge eating, they conquered because they're not scared. They're different. They probably don't have fear. That's why they conquered. They're just not, they don't have fear. That's not true. There were so many times in my journey, I literally had so many holy shitola moments, like way too many times. But when most people had fear, they'd stop. Oh, no. I can't. Oh, okay. Day one, yes, ready to conquer. Oh, I have to release my food rules. Oh, no. Never mind. I'm good. I'm just going to keep on following this diet plan. Okay, no. I'm truly ready to conquer binge eating. Oh, but like, I don't trust myself. So like, I don't know. Like, can I like, I said, hello, fear. Welcome. We're going to become best friends. We're going to spend a lot of time together on this journey to conquer binge eating, because you know what? It's new. I've never healed my relationship with food before. So let's just become friends. You're going to come along for the journey. I know you're going to be here, not just once, not just twice, probably more times than I would like. But I'm not going to let you stop me. I had this mindset of like, are you kidding me? This mattered to me. Healing my relationship with food mattered to me so much. I wasn't going to let fear hold me back from changing my life. Conquering binge eating really mattered to me. So I was not going to let fear stop me. And I had fear. What are people going to think? People are going to think that I let myself go. If I stop dieting, people are going to wonder, like, she just got lazy? Like, she just let herself go? Are people going to think I'm just not motivated anymore? Are people going to think I don't care about my health? Are people going to think I just don't care about my health and fitness anymore? What if somebody comments on like the fact that I'm going to a restaurant with them and I'm ordering something that I've never allowed myself to order in front of them? Holy shit, that's scary. Oh my gosh. What if that happens? But I had two choices. One, think to myself, yeah, you know what? It's going to be really scary. So I'm just going to like stay in my little comfort zone, even though it's actually not even a comfort zone, because binging is extremely uncomfortable, but it's like, the safe little bubble over here. Or I could say, I know that there's going to be fear. I'm not going to try to not have fear, because the reality is there is going to be fear. But do you know who I am? I'm a badass, and nothing is going to stop me. No week-long binge, no comment that somebody makes at the restaurant, no comment that Aunt Sally makes, no bad body image day. Like, I got this. I'm going to do this. It's a whole different energy. This is like, I am so ready to heal my relationship with food. I am going to do this. Not, oh, as soon as the fear pops up, oh, no, I'm out. Oh, oops, never mind. Got too excited there for a little bit. Like, it's not that wasn't who I am. I welcomed in fear. Okay, come on, fear, let's do this. I'm ready for you. Even if I shit my pants and I'm hella scared, like, I am going to do this. Fear is not going to stop me from living my greatest life. Let this land for a moment. Fear is not going to hold me back from living my greatest life. It's not going to hold me from conquering binge eating. It's not going to hold me back from changing my life. No way. There's always going to be fear, so you have a choice. Fear the fear or embrace it. And fear doesn't go away with anything in life. You can be the most successful person on this planet, there's going to be fear. Even once I conquered binge eating, I still experience fear. Not with food, but when I started my business. Holy shit balls of fire. When I started a podcast. Holy shit balls of fire. When I put myself out there and I was actually sharing my story of struggling with binge eating, sharing this to millions of people on the internet, like there was fear. And now I built a very successful movement helping so many of you guys conquer binge eating. And the steps that I need to take to help millions of you guys conquer binge eating, of course there's going to be fear. But I'm like, okay, let's go. I embrace it. There will be fear in most big, important things that you do in your life. And if you don't experience fear in your life, you're living too small. If you don't experience fear regularly, you're living too small. You're in your comfort zone. You're not growing. You're not evolving. So how often do you feel fear? You can let me know in the chat if you want. How often do you feel fear? Are you like, oh no, I actually don't allow myself to feel fear. Like I like just staying in my comfort zone. I am out of my comfort zone so much. But that's why I live the life that I do. It's why I conquered binge eating, why I have an incredible marriage with Andrew and the best clients and a successful business, because I do not let fear stop me. Can you drop that down below? I don't let fear stop me. Drop that down below. I don't let fear stop me. The people who conquer binge eating have the same fears as you. They actually do. But they keep going despite the fear. And I saw this phrase the other day, and I wanted to share. It said, fear is what if. Faith is even if. And I want to break this down. So fear is, well, what if somebody makes a comment about how much I'm eating? Faith is, well, even if somebody makes a comment about how much I'm eating, like I'm going to be okay. Fear is, what if I'm home alone and I end up spiraling into a binge? Faith is, even if I'm home alone and I end up spiraling into a binge, I'm going to be okay. Fear is, what if it takes me a super long time to conquer binge eating? Faith is, even if it takes me a long time to conquer binge eating, at least I freaking did it. So I've never led with fear. I've always led with faith. No matter what, I'm going to be okay. No matter what, I got myself. No matter what, I got this. When you say, I have fear, this is scary, so I'm not going to do it, that's actually the biggest form of self-sabotage. Oh, I feel fear. It must mean a signal from the universe that this is not right for me to do. No, there's a difference between knowing something is not in alignment, like for example, tracking your food. Like when you know, like, no, like that's actually not for me, like it's not in alignment. That's very different than, okay, I know I need to heal my relationship with food and like I feel fear, but I know like this is the right path for me. I'm scared, but it's what I'm meant to do. It's the next step in my journey. You can convince yourself that if you feel fear, it means don't do it, but that's not what fear means. Fear means this matters to me. This is very important. I'm doing something big for myself, for my family. When I actually had a conversation with Andrew yesterday in the car, and I told him, I said, a huge reason why I decided to really go all in and heal my relationship with food is because of us, because of you. Yes, for me, but also I told Andrew, I said, I didn't want to see you get so excited, like, Lorna, do you want to do date night? And I was like, no, sorry, don't want to be eating over my calories. And his face would just like be so sad. And I'm like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be eating something different than my family. I don't want to have kids one day and then them seeing mom like stress out about like what she's eating. Like, I didn't want that. So holy shit, this is a big deal. Like I'm going to be changing my life. I'm going to be changing my potential future family's life and generations to come. Like this is big. This is massive. So of course it's scary. It matters to me. I can't ignore it. And knowing you feel the fear and you do it anyways. Whether you do it now and you lean into the fear and say, hello, fear, let's do this, or you wait, and you wait, and you wait, you're going to conquer either way. And there's going to be fear either way. So if you're going to conquer binge eating either way, and there's going to be fear either way, why not do it now? I don't have a single doubt that you're going to conquer. Like zero doubt in my mind. Because the people that I attract, even on these master classes, you guys are go-getters, you're action takers. I know you're going to conquer binge eating. But whether you choose to do it now or you wait, number one, you're still going to conquer. And number two, you're still going to have fear. So might as well tackle it now and then live the rest of your life free. Drop free down below if you're like, I am committed to leaning into the fear, if that means conquering binge eating. Drop free in the chat. You're like, yep, I'm going to welcome in fear. Nothing can stop me. Yes, Caitlin. Yes, yes, yes. Michelle, yes. Christine, amazing. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, yeah, Sammy's in the membership. The next thing I want to talk about is self-belief. If I were to ask you right this moment, do you believe 100% that you can conquer binge eating? Do you 100% believe you can conquer binge eating? Most people will say, I don't think I can. I'm successful in many areas of my life. With this whole food thing, I don't know what's going on here. This feels a little different. I have all these crazy food rules in my head. I don't know, because I've dieted since I was 4 years old. I've done so many different diets and then I failed all the diets. So I don't know, it kind of feels like binging is kind of my identity and it kind of feels like who I am at this point. I don't even know if I want to give it up. So like, can I conquer? And I want to share something that will blow your mind. At the very beginning of my journey, I did not have full belief that I can conquer binge eating. Hear me out. At the very beginning, I did not have full belief, Lorna, you're going to conquer binge eating. In fact, I thought, truthfully, everyone else can conquer, but maybe I can't. I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thought, I don't know, maybe this is just something that I have to deal with for the rest of my life. I did not have full belief that I could do this. And even the beginning stages of my journey, I didn't fully believe that I can conquer binge eating. But this is what I did have. Belief in myself. They're two different things. So at the beginning, I didn't have full belief like, Lorna, you're going to conquer binge eating. You're never going to think about food ever again. You're not going to have any more urges. You're going to have complete freedom. I did not believe that. I didn't have evidence. There was no evidence. I was out of control of food. I was thinking about food all day long. I didn't know, are you hungry? Are you full? I would feel full and I would just continue eating anyways. I didn't have freedom. But what I did have was belief in myself. I believed in myself because every single time I said that I was going to do something in my life, I did it. I knew that I'm going to get results because it's just who I am. I am somebody who always shows up for myself. I always put in the work. I've always had to work really hard I've always had to put in the work. I've always worked harder than most people. In high school, when everyone would tell me, yeah, I barely studied for that test. And I'm like, I didn't tell people this, but I'm like in my head, I'm like, I studied for hours. And also I got up at 5 a.m. this morning to review my notes. And after class, everyone would leave and they'd go into the atrium. And I would stay after class and I would talk to my teacher to get extra help. I hired tutors. I've hired tutors after school. I've had tutors come to my house to support me so that I can ensure that I got really good grades because I wanted to be the best. When I was a competitive dancer, I practiced more than any other dancer. The average person would just go to dance class and say, okay, that's it, I'm done. And for me, I would go to dance class and say, I practiced today, and then I would come home and I would practice some more. It was always within me to work really hard to go after what I want because it was just who I was. This is very important. So at the beginning of my journey, even though I didn't have 100% full belief that I can conquer binge eating, I knew that I was going to because I believed in Lorna. I believed in myself. I believed in my capabilities to do hard things. I trusted myself because when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Did I trust myself with food? Nope. But I trusted myself as a person. Oh, you said you were going to get up at 5 a.m.? Yep, you did. Oh, you said you were going to meet up with this person? Oh, yeah, you did. I always followed through with certain things. It's who I am. I show up, I take action, I work hard. I don't make excuses. I always find a way to make things work. I don't say, oh, well, I'm still binging. So like, guess I'm gonna not be able to be free. It's like, well, how can I make this work? Most people will say, I don't know if I can conquer. I don't know. I don't trust myself with food. I've dieted since I was 4 years old. I have all these crazy food thoughts. I don't know. And what I say is you trust yourself in your life, don't you? Do you trust yourself as a human? When you say you're going to pick up your kids, you pick up your kids. When at your job, when you say, I'm going to finish this project by Thursday, I know you're done it by Tuesday because that's who you are. So even if you don't believe that you can, even if you don't believe or fully trust that you can conquer binge eating, I'm sure that you believe and trust yourself in your life because it's who you are. Now, many people will say, well, because I don't believe that I can conquer binge eating specifically, I'm just not going to try. Because what if I try and then I fail and then I'm going to be disappointed and I don't want to feel disappointed. So I'm just not even going to bother trying because I don't want to feel disappointed in myself. So I don't want to feel disappointed. So I'm not even going to try. Because if I don't try, I'm not going to feel disappointed. And what I said to myself is I trust who I am as a person. I believe in Lorna. I believe in myself. I don't know if I can conquer binge eating. I don't know. Right now I'm binging and I'm feeling out of control. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to go for it and I'm going to give it my all. And I'm going to show up every single day for myself and take massive action. I'm going to put in the work. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to put in the work. I'm like, bring it. Let's go. How many of you guys love the challenge? How many of you guys love challenges? You're like, yes, like bring it on. I'm ready to change my life. That was me. And so as a result of me showing up so powerfully for myself and committing to this process and taking action, what started happening, the results started coming without full belief that I can do this. The results started coming, meaning I didn't feel the urge to binge. Oh my God, I was home alone. I didn't even think about eating. I'm starting to feel less impulsive with food. I just had that apple pie. I didn't even feel guilty. What? That started shifting my beliefs. I started taking action. I started showing up for myself. I started taking action to heal my relationship with food. And the results were feeling less impulsive, less guilt, less urges. And that is what shifted my belief. I didn't wait to say, well, I don't fully believe that I can conquer binge eating. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to bother trying because if it doesn't work, I don't want to feel like a failure. I said, I don't believe. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I don't have full belief that I can conquer binge eating, but this matters to me. It's important. And I'm Lorna freaking Costa. Like, do you know who I am? I'm committed. I'm dedicated. You bet your booty I'm going to conquer. So I'm going to do this. I believed in myself. I know how much effort I put into things. I know when things matter to me, I'm going to find a way. Not many things in my life came easy. Like I said, I had to study to get good grades. I had to practice dance to be the best. I had to even expressing my feelings. Like I had a hard time even expressing my feelings. I would just hide everything in. Nothing really was easy, but I had to work for it. And so I know that that's who you are. You don't have to fully believe, like, I'm 100% confident that I'm going to conquer binge eating. You don't need full belief. What you do need is belief in yourself. I know you work hard. I know you do. I know you care about yourself, or else you would not be here in this masterclass. I know you crush it in many areas of your life. It's just who you are. It's who you are. So it's who you are to conquer binge eating as well, too. And to give you a story, so I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she said, like, I'm having a hard time fully believing that I can conquer binge eating. And I told her, you don't need full belief right now. I want you to look at every single area of your life. And this is a client. She gets up really early. She goes to a workout class. She crushes it in her career. She has great friendships. She has an amazing relationship with her mom. She's somebody that cares a lot about herself. She works really hard. She puts in the work. She is successful in so many areas of her life. And I said, this is who you are. It's who you are. So this is not going to be any different. Conquering binge eating is not going to be any different. Just like you thrive in your relationships and your career, you got there because you worked hard. And guess what? It's the same thing with binge eating. So many people think, oh no, but conquering binge eating is just like so much more challenging. Well, you don't have the tools yet. That's when you work with me and I give you the tools. But I've had to work hard in so many areas of my life. And same with binge eating. I had to put in the work. It's not a walk in the park. It wasn't like, oh, this is like the easiest thing. But guess what? There's so many other areas in your marriage and your career. Like, you didn't just get to the top, like, woo, got here. Like, it's gonna take effort and work. But you're not afraid of that. You're like, let's go, bring it on. I'm ready for this. Because you know that staying the same is not who you are. You have it in you to change your life. You have it in you to say, I'm meant for more. You have it in you to say, like, my potential is literally up here and I'm kind of playing over here. So, like, I got to do something different, or else, again, you would not be here. You know, in your heart, you're somebody that goes after it. You're somebody who works really hard and you're fully committed. So you will conquer. You don't make excuses. And this is so important to understand. So again, I did not have 100% full belief. Yes, I'm going to do this. But at the same time, I was like, but I'm also going to conquer because it's just who I am. I can't change who I am as a person of being super committed and caring about myself and wanting to be the best human. How many of you guys want to be the best human that you can be? Like, yes, you want to conquer binge eating, but you also want to take good care of yourself. You care about yourself. You're like, yeah, Sammy's like me, right? Nobody can take that away from you. You have it within you. You're like, I just want to strive to be the best version of me. So don't wait. Do not wait until you fully believe that you can conquer binge eating, because if you just wait and wait and wait and wait, that's time. You commit, you take action, the results are going to come. The results are going to prove to you that you can conquer binge eating without having the belief. That's going to automatically shift your beliefs versus trying to shift your beliefs first and then take action. Oh my Lanta, you're going to be waiting a long time. It's hard to shift your beliefs when you don't have evidence yet. But in order for you to gain the evidence, you need to show up. You got to put in the work, and then that's going to actually create the result, which in turn is going to help you believe, oh, whoa, I can actually do this, because you took the action, you are seeing results, and that's going to cultivate a strong sense of belief in yourself. When my urges were so freaking strong and so demanding, like, I literally thought I'd have to give in to every single one of them. Until one day I said, I'm going to prove to myself that this is going to get easier. I'm going to give it every single thing that I got to not give into my strong urges. And then as a result of me not giving into my strong urge, I proved to myself, I can do this. I can do hard things. I just didn't give into a strong, demanding urge. So then I started believing and thinking, okay, I'm way more powerful over my urges. Like, I got this. But imagine if I said, I am going to wait until my urges don't feel super strong to then give in. I'm just going to be waiting. Like, hopefully one day, like, I'm just going to sit here and like, hopefully one day my urges won't be strong. And then because they're not going to be strong, then I won't give in. You're going to be waiting so long. Your urges are strong and demanding. So prove to yourself you can do this one urge at a time. I'm not going to give into this urge. And then as a result, you're going to prove to yourself, I can do this. Then the next urge is going to be less intense. The next urge is going to be less intense. The next urge is going to be less intense. You take the first action to get the outcome that you're looking for, and then that's going to shift your beliefs. It's not the other way around. Oh, I need to fully believe that I'm so much stronger than my urges and I cannot give in. And then I'm going to take action. No. And this is also how you get sustainable, long-lasting results. If you're looking for a quick fix, exit out of this masterclass because we're not about that. You're here because you want sustainable results. You want to be confident to say, I never want to binge again. And when you focus on who you need to be, strong, resilient, I need to take action, that can't be taken away from you. When you just focus on what do I need to do to stop my binge eating? Just tell me what do I do? You might change one habit to another habit. Let's say instead of snacking late at night, you might scroll on social media, or instead of snacking late at night, you might go for a walk. Like you can shift one habit from the other habit. Or maybe you used to follow a meal plan and you're like, okay, well, instead of 1 cup of rice, I'm going to do half a cup of rice. But you follow it. Sure, you might get short-term results, but why is it that certain people go on a diet and they follow these quick fixes, and then once they're done following it, they revert back to old habits? Why? Because they didn't become somebody. They didn't become somebody who's resilient, who's determined, who is committed. And you are all of these things in other areas of your life, but now you need to pull on these things to conquer binge eating. You need to be strong. You need to be resilient. You need to keep going. You got to show up for yourself, even if you just binged. Oh, and you binge tomorrow. Oh, and you binge the next day. Can you still show up for yourself? You can go on a diet, sure, see great results, revert back to old habits because you didn't actually step into that powerful, badass version of yourself. I became strong. I became so freaking resilient from healing my relationship with food and conquering binge eating. At this point in my life, I'm like, I can do anything. When my urges were so strong, there were so many times I'm like, just give in, just give in one last time. It's so strong. And I had to tell myself, no, who do you need to be? You got to be strong. You have it in you. You got this. Be resilient. And throughout my entire journey, I focused on being that person, the highest version of myself. So I built that strength. I built that resiliency. I built up my commitment. And it's just now who I am. Now I'm like, I can tackle anything. And this is why I'm so confident I'm never going to binge again. Binging isn't who I am anymore. I'm so beyond that. But when you just focus on like, well, should I have carbs for breakfast or should I not? I had carbs for breakfast. Should I have it for lunch? You're missing the whole point. It's not even about that. It's not, should I have 1 cup of rice or half a cup? It's not about that. It's, okay, I really want carbs for breakfast and I'm scared because I just ate so much yesterday at the restaurant. But am I going to choose to let the fear win? Or am I going to say, I know it feels scary to have carbs for breakfast because I ate a lot yesterday, but I got this. I need to be resilient. I'm going to lean into the fear. not just when it's easy and rainbows and sunshine and butterflies, but also in these challenging moments too. This is how you become somebody. And this is how you not only conquer binge eating, but every single area of your life gets better because you always choose to tap into this like badass version of yourself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's who you are. When most people quit, you're like, it's too challenging. You're the one that's going to keep on going. When most people say, oh, can't, no, too hard. You're like, I'm up for the challenge. Let's freaking go. When most people say, I don't know if I can do this. You say, I don't know either. I don't know. I don't have full belief that I can conquer binge eating, but I'm going to find a way. It's just who I am. I don't make excuses. So I'm just going to show up and I'm going to make it happen. So to reiterate, it is not, I fully 100% believe that I can do this. I have no doubt and I have no fear. Not a single doubt. So of course I'm going to conquer binge eating. No. People who have conquered binge eating like myself, it's not that we didn't have fear. It's I said, holy shit balls of fire. This is scary. Well, let's do it. It matters to me. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and this kind of goes hand in hand, is I did not think about my current eating situation as much as what I wanted for the future. So what I mean by this is my current reality was a lack of trust. I didn't trust myself. I was eating past fullness. I was binging. I was terrified of eating in front of other people. And I said to myself, what do I want to happen? Not what is going on right now. What do you want to happen, Lorna? Well, I want to trust myself. I want to feel confident ordering at the restaurant. I want to be comfortable eating in front of other people. Like I want to be able to stop eating when I'm full. So if that's what I want, what do I need to do? If I wanted to be somebody who was going to stop when she was full, that meant check in with yourself. Put your utensils down. Slow down. Pay attention. Be okay with feeling a little bit of discomfort at the end of a meal when you're not super full. I wanted to be somebody who knew I want to know confidently how much I need to eat without tracking my food. So if that's what I wanted for the future, goodbye, MyFitnessPal. You're not coming along with me. That's not going to serve me in the goal that I have of wanting to eat intuitively and knowing how much to eat without tracking my food. Okay, goodbye, MyFitnessPal. But so many people would say, I want that, but no, it's too scary, so I'm just going to keep it. That's not you. I wanted to go out to a pool party and number one, eat in front of other people and not feel like scared to eat in front of other people. But also number two, I didn't want to have to starve myself all day. So, well, I don't want to look bloated in this bikini, so I'm just not going to eat. So I took action. Okay, well, if I want to feel more comfortable eating in front of other people, what do I need to do? I need to start eating in front of other people. And when the thoughts in my head say, oh my gosh, Aunt Sally's going to comment, let them. Make your comment. When I was scared to eat in front of other people, I said, yeah, this is scary. Oh my gosh. Or I just got triggered. That hurt. I wasn't immune to the pain. I got triggered and it hurt. But I said, this is what I need to do. When I wanted to not eat before going to a pool party, let's say, I said, but that's not who I am. The highest version of you doesn't starve herself all day just so that she can potentially not look bloated at this party. You want to be somebody who actually fuels your body properly. You know you deserve to eat. You deserve that, you deserve to eat throughout the day. So yes, I'm going to have breakfast. Yep, breakfast, please. Oh, yep, snacks. Yep, I'm going to have that. Even if I'm going to a pool party, yep, I'm going to have it. I wanted to go to the restaurant and confidently order, not like sometimes I would call the restaurant, do you know what the calories are? Do you know what the menu is? Or I'd look up the menu on my phone before going. And I said, but that's not who I want to be. I want to spontaneously go out for dinner and not even know where we're going, not even know the time, and just be like, sure, this sounds good, let's go. So what did I need to do? Well, if I wanted to not be that person that got anxious and needed to look up the menu ahead of time, then what do I need to do? I need to stop looking at the menu. Most people won't do that. Most people will say, but like, I don't want to take 25 years deciding what to eat. Oh my God, I need to know ahead of time because I need to know what I'm ordering for dinner, because I need to know what I'm eating for lunch, and then I need to know what I'm ordering for breakfast. Most people will say it's too scary, I'm not going to do that. And that's when they stay stuck. That's not you. That's not who I was. I am not like most people, and you aren't either. You're on this mission to conquer binge eating. And so you know it's not going to be easy, but you're willing to do what most people won't do. And that's exactly why you're going to conquer binge eating. Because most people will say, I don't trust myself to have chocolate, so I'm just not going to buy it. And you say, well, I don't trust myself yet with chocolate, but I'm going to allow myself to have some because I want to build up self-trust. When most people say, it is so hard to not give in to my urges, I'm just going to give in one more time. You say, yeah, it's hard to feel this strong urge to binge, but I'm a freaking badass and I can do hard things. When most people will say, I really want seconds, but I probably shouldn't because Aunt Sally's going to make a comment of, oh my God, you eat so much. Oh my God, you got seconds. And then you say, I'm listening to my body, so let her comment. Sure, it might trigger me, but you know what? This is exactly what I need to do. Just like I said at the beginning, this is the path that I know I'm meant to be on. So are you focusing on where you are currently with your relationship with food? I'm binging, I don't believe myself, I'm out of control, or where you want to go? You might not trust yourself with food, but what do you need to do to get there? Most likely different than what you're doing right now. It's not about, I need to wait until I trust myself with chocolate to then allow myself to have chocolate. It's like, I'm going to allow myself to have chocolate so that I can actually build up the self-trust. It's not, I need to wait until I'm super confident in my own skin. And then once I feel so confident, rocking that bathing suit, then I'm going to allow myself to have breakfast before going to the pool party. It's like, no, I deserve to eat breakfast and I deserve to feel my body. And I'm going to treat my body with respect. Now, I'm not going to wait. I want to be the person that feels amazing in her own skin and not worry about eating, not worrying about like, do I eat before? Do I not eat? Like, if you want to be that person, what do you need to do now? I wanted to be the person who can be home alone and not binge. So I'm going to allow myself to be home alone and enjoy some ice cream. Now, get this. Is it going to be perfect on try number 1? Heck no. Sorry. It's not going to be. How about on try 2? Probably not. How about try 3? Probably not. But remember, who are you? Who are you? You don't give up. You don't just throw in the towel. You say, this is what I want. So you bet your bottom booty, whatever the phrase is, like, I'm going to do this. I don't need evidence. I'm going to create the evidence. Yeah, waiting to feel confident is so dumb, but I do it. It's like, where are you saying, I want to trust myself around XYZ food, but I'm just not going to allow myself to have it. How can you trust yourself? You're not actually taking the steps to get there. It's so easy to say, I want to trust myself around chocolate. But if you're still having rules around chocolate, it's going to be hard to get there. It's easy to say, I want to feel confident going to the restaurant, but you're still looking up the menu. It's easy to say, I want to eat normally after a binge, but after a binge, you're restricting yourself. It's easy to say, like, I want a good relationship with exercise and I want to stop over exercising. But as soon as you overeat, you go for an extra walk to burn off the calories. you need to ask yourself, what do I actually want? And then what do I need to take? What are the steps I need to take to actually get there? Confidence comes through making a decision and then course correcting. So for example, I choose peanut butter and banana toast for breakfast. And you're actually starting to realize, oh, I actually didn't really enjoy that. Okay, noted. I learned something. I pivot, I course correct. Okay, now I know that maybe that wasn't the most satisfying breakfast. Then you learn. But if you wait to be like, what's the most perfect breakfast this morning? It's like you might not know until you actually just make a decision and decide, and then you learn something. Oh, interesting. Or you go to the restaurant and you're like, I don't know, 25 million different things. This is why I have to look up the menu ahead of time, because I need to know exactly what I'm going to order because I want to make sure it's so good. But you can say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to look up the menu ahead of time. I'm going to go. I'm going to show up. I want this. Choose it. And then you learn. Okay, was it actually that good? Did you actually really want it? You learn, but so many people are like, no, I'm too scared to do that, so I'm going to look up the menu ahead of time. Okay, well then keep doing that. Keep feeling anxious. You have to do something different in order to change how you're feeling. Not, oh, well, this is how I'm currently feeling, so like anxious and binging and uncomfortable in my own skin. It's like, no, I want to be that person that trusts myself. I want to be that person that's so confident and healthy and strong and a badass in the gym. Like, that's what I want. Okay, well, what do I need to do? What a strong ass, badass person, like, who's so confident in her food choices, look up the menu ahead of time? No. With somebody who takes really good care of themselves and has very high standards for herself, would she be barely eating all day? Would she be over-exercising? No way. It's like, I'm going to fuel my body properly. So this is what it's all about. It's about taking action. It's about taking action in alignment with your future self, what you actually want, not what's currently happening. And this is why being part of a community is so impactful. Whether you're in my membership, you're inside of Conquer, you're a client inside of the academy, I created the most epic community. Because again, on these trainings, on these calls, you get excited. It's easy to get excited, fired up. But then how about when you're in the real world and you do get triggered? Somebody does make a comment. You need that support to stay on the path towards conquering binge eating. You need that community to lean on, to remind you, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, keep on going. You got this. Right? You're a badass. On these calls, it's like, yes, I'm so fired up. But then how about when it's actually your partner says, hey, you want to go for dinner tonight? And you're like, you have a conscious decision to make. Am I going to say, nope, too scared? Or hold on, let me look at the menu ahead of time. Oh my gosh, but I just had breakfast. Oh my God, why didn't you tell me earlier? Or are you going to say, yes, holy shit, I'm so scared. You don't have to say this out loud, but it's like in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to poo my pants. Yes, I want to go. Please make sure you guys are muted. Somebody's off mute. Thank you. So it's one thing to learn this information. And it's a whole other thing to go and implement it in times where it is scary, or somebody does make a comment, or your partner asks you, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? You have a conscious decision. Am I going to be that person, the same person that continues to say, nope, too scared, nope, too scared, or no, can't do this? Or are you going to be the person that's like, no, I'm a freaking badass. I am conquering. I believe in myself. Even if I don't believe that I can conquer binge eating, I believe in me. Holy moly, you're going to conquer. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking more about my program, Conquer, and the incredible community that you get to be a part of. But for now, I want to reiterate. Number one, you need to follow your heart. You need to know what is best for you. Obviously, healing your relationship with food and conquering binge eating. And follow it despite what your mom's doing. Despite, oh, all of your coworkers are doing this challenge. Despite what everyone else is doing, let them. You do this for you because you know that this matters. You know this matters for you. It's important for you. It's important for your family. Number 2, there's always going to be fear. But you're somebody that's not going to let fear hold you back. Even if you did in the past, even if you did today, this morning, cut off the line, no more. Even if, oh, I let fear hold me back last month or yesterday, that's okay. Not anymore. You can make a conscious decision. I am not letting fear hold me back. Come along for the ride. I'm changing my life. I'm conquering binge eating. Let's do this. Number 3, you don't need to fully believe you can conquer binge eating. You need belief in yourself. And hello, hi, you believe in yourself because you're here. Somebody who does not believe in themselves is not going to sign up for a masterclass. In fact, I don't even attract those people. I have very high standards for myself. I believe in myself. I believe in you. And I know that you believe in yourself as well too. Okay, number 4, you need to focus on who you are. Being that resilient version of yourself, the one who is dedicated, commitment, who shows up powerfully for yourself every single day. This is how you're going to sustain your results. Not, oh, what do I do? Should I have half a cup of rice or 1 cup? That doesn't matter. Who do you need to be? When you have a binge, who are you going to be after that? Are you going to say, oh, see, can't conquer? Or are you going to rise above that and say, okay, I just binged, but it's okay. We're going to keep on going. I'm on that path. I'm conquering. And then number 5, you need to focus on more of the future and what you want for your relationship with food in order to shift your reality. It's not, well, I'm binging now, so I can't trust myself. It's, I want to trust myself, so what do I do to get there? I want to conquer binge eating, so what do I need to do to get there? So, how are you guys feeling as we are wrapping up day 1? There was a giveaway, so I'm going to announce the giveaway in just a moment. But anything you want to share in the chat, any breakthroughs or aha moments, I'm actually going to make a post in our Facebook group, and I'm just going to say like any breakthroughs or any aha moments, you can drop it there. But yeah, anything you want to share in the chat in terms of like breakaways or breakthroughs or takeaways, feel free. Love it. Yes, Christine. Amazing. So before we pop off, like I said, there was a giveaway. So one of you guys, and I wonder if she's on this call. One of you guys will be winning a $111 credit to use towards any of my programs, whether that's the Root and Rewire membership, where you learn the foundational tools to heal your relationship with food, whether it's Conquer, where you learn more advanced tools to conquer every area of your relationship with food in your body, or the Academy, or you get more personalized coaching to step into your binge-free life. I will message you and you will get to decide what you want to use that credit on. So let's see the winner. Okay, the winner of this giveaway is she on here? Aileen. I think she's in a completely different time zone. I don't think she's on, but Aileen, I'm going to message you. Congratulations. I'm going to send you a message and you get to use your $111 credit to any of my programs. So congratulations. I'm so excited and congratulations to you. Okay, you guys, we are wrapping up day 1. Day 2 is going to be so special. There's going to be a little bit more strategy in there. And I'm just going to say this. You're going to want to be on live. That's all I'm going to say. There might be a little something special, but you're going to want to come on live. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so I'm going to go make a Facebook post in our group. If you're not in there yet, check your email to get into the group. I'm going to make a post saying, what are your breakthroughs? What are your biggest aha moments? You can share, and then you can kind of just see what everyone else's takeaways are as well too, and it's just so powerful. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 2. Have the best rest of your day. We'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.